Ryan Flowers with Miss Dog Geek here, and today, whenever you're viewing this, we're going to discuss the QCX Mini and where the project stands. And I will try to keep this short, as I'm trying to keep most of my videos under 5 minutes. We'll see how I do. Long story short, phasing, that's how it works. And again, to keep it short, incoming audio is split into 2 phases. This is what is done on the, of the 3 windings on T1, there's the first, well, the main winding, so we'll say the main winding, and then the 3 smaller windings. And the 2 outer windings so you have the 2 outer of the smaller windings are responsible for the phase splitting. In fact, that's why I rewound T1, because I was convinced that wasn't working. And then those go to the Taylor detector, and then the Taylor detector splits those into those 2 phases into 4 phases. Those phases are recombined into 0 and 180 degrees, and 0 and 90 degrees, and those are sent through, actually I think it's 0 and 180, come to think of it. Anyway, you'll have to you'll have to fact check me on this, but anyway, it sends it through 2 chains of op amps. Then those are ICs 5, 6, and 7 on the QCX Mini or a QCX Plus or the original QCX. It's the same. The circuit's the same in all of them, so this applies to all of them. And those op amps are, they adjust the phasing, and they also are amplifiers. So you get 2 for 1. And the adjustments on R17, R24 adjust the higher frequency phasing adjustment and the lower frequency phasing adjustment. And then R27 it basically decides how much signal you're getting from either side of the audio chain. You get all the adjustments right, and you get phase cancellation, or I'm sorry, sideband cancellation by way of phasing. And that's how you end up with a single sideband receiver. That audio is sent to the 200 hertz CW filter, which then goes to an audio amplifier and out to the speaker. And along the way, it gets also sent to the audio 1 input, which I believe is pin 23 of the microcontroller. The alignment is done by sending 2 signals through the whole audio chain, a low signal and a higher signal, and then adjusting for getting as little of those signals as possible using R17, R24, and then R27. The problem is that the audio 1 circuit that goes into pin 23 on the microcontroller can only handle so much voltage. And so it reaches a certain amount of voltage and it's saturated. And unfortunately, that saturation is happening at very low volumes, because these are susceptible to volume control, the volume knob, because they are past that part of the audio chain. And so it's impossible to adjust the phasing because the audio circuit is saturated. Now, that's the part I'm having trouble with, and I don't know why. I've checked the circuit physically. In fact, I'll show you what I did is I've got a laser printer, just a black and white laser, so I converted the circuit to black and white. And you can see here's T1, here's the FST2532, I'm probably going to get that wrong, and then here's the op amps, and here's R17, 24, and 27 right here, and then you have the amplification chain, the CW filter, and then that wraps around into some other stuff, I forget what, because I'm not looking at it, I'm showing you, and then the audio amplification, then out to the speaker, and then along the way you can see this line goes over to the microcontroller, somewhere along right in there. And the microcontroller is getting so much signal that it just doesn't know what to do, and it doesn't tell you anything useful. Why? I don't know. I don't think there's a problem with the phasing itself. I think there's a problem elsewhere, but I can't prove it because I do not have an oscilloscope. So this project is on hold until I get an oscilloscope. Now, I did just purchase one. I spent $40 on eBay, shipped, tax, because I'm in Washington, so are they. $40 shipped with tax for a little audio only, basically, digital storage oscilloscope called the DSO 150. I put a link below so you can take a look. Now, I'm at the 5-minute mark, and I apologize, but bear with me about one or 2 minutes. You might say, Ryan, you bought a QCX Mini. You spent money on it. Why shouldn't you just say this is Hans' problem and make him fix it? Well, who's to say it's his problem? Who's to say I didn't mess it up? Now, I know other people are having this trouble with these too. Did they mess it up? I don't know. A bunch of people, 1,000 people rushed out and bought one, and a few people are reporting problems. I'm not surprised. That's a lot of people building kits. It's a lot of people excited. I know I was excited to build it. I definitely took my time and I was careful, but I mean, sometimes things just don't go right. And I'm not going to rush out and blame Hans. But you might say, oh, well, but Ryan, what about the issue with the capacitor? And how do you know Hans' design is good? Hans actually did some forensics, and I'll link that below too, and found out that the 10 microfarad capacitor that he specified, 10 microfarads at 25 volts, is not what the factory used. They use a 10 microfarad 10 volt capacitor, which is why it went kablooey. So that was not Hans' fault. Do I have reason to doubt Hans' design? No. Do I have reason to doubt the product? No. There's lots of them out there already working. So I know this is an issue unique to mine. There may be others who are having similar issues, and I think they are having unique issues too. There's bound to be some that crop up. But this is a new product, and I want to do my best to make it work. So I went and bought that oscilloscope. I want to get a real one, like 100 megahertz dual trace oscilloscope, and maybe we can make that happen next year. But anyway, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. That's where the project is now. I do have Amazon Prime, so I'm hoping to get that in the next couple of days, but we'll see. Especially this time of year, I'll be happy to get it in a couple of weeks. So I'll definitely post up more when I have it regarding that. So I will be doing some other videos on another project, which happens to be QRP Labs also. I've got their receiver kit with the polyphase board, and I'm building a receiver around that. Eventually I'll be building a transceiver around that. Anyway, so thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any comments, please leave them below. And make sure you click the subscribe thing and the notification thing, or maybe you are. And if you are already, thank you. I really appreciate your support and all the nice comments I've been getting. The channel has never grown like this before, so I'm just kind of excited about it. No, not kind of. I'm really excited about it. So thank you for watching. It's sincerely appreciated. So with that, good night and 73.